Welcome to the Chaos Sector. We've been investigating for almost a year in this case, and I can say, we have found a clear checkpoint. It was assumed to be the case early on, as the survivors' accounts never added up. But now, simulating detective interviews of those survivors really magnifies it all. With that being said, I will simulate an interview with Bethany Funk. Sure, it was alleged she was asleep during the murders, but due to the setting in the home, I find that hard to believe. Let's get started. Good afternoon, Ms. Funk. How are you today?
I'm okay. You can call me Bethany though, you make me feel really old with Mrs.
I'm sorry, just being formal. I'm Detective Joe Name of the Moscow Police Department. I want to ask you a few questions regarding the night of the murders. Is this a decent time? Did you have classes today? I see you have your backpack with you.
Oh, no, I know it looks strange. I was doing a bit of cycling, but I did go to the library earlier. But, no, I just brought it with me.
This shouldn't take no more than 15 to 30 minutes, at the most. So, your schedule is clear for the moment? I don't want to interfere with any plans you have.
No sir, I'm not really busy this week. But I have a get-together later this evening, with my family.
Awesome. Nothing like a family get-together, it's important. If you don't mind, I would like to ask about the events leading up to the murders. You guys went out partying that night, correct?
Yes sir.
You don't have to call me sir, now you're making me feel old. You guys kinda split up, correct? Meaning, you and Dylan had attended a separate party than the others, correct?
Yeah, we went to a party that we were invited to by one of Dylan's other friends.
Got it. Were you guys together the entire time of that party?
Yeah, I mean, we were enjoying ourselves, to be honest, we were drinking. So we stayed together, you know.
Makes sense. Was there anyone with you guys?
I don't understand, who came with us to the party?
Like at the party, did other students hang out with you guys?
Oh, okay, yeah, we had people from school with us, we all hung out.
Do you know when you both left the party? Perhaps the hour when you guys decided to leave.
I can't remember exactly what time we got back, I was kinda drunk, you know.
Sure, did you guys get home first? Or was everybody else already home?
No, I think we got home first. I wasn't sure though, because we didn't take our cars, but I didn't see any lights on.
Okay, so when everyone got home, did you guys all just hang out, or what was going on at that time?
Everybody was laughing and joking in the living room, we always joked around. But I was tired, so I got something to eat, then I went to bed. I mean, I was on social media for a little bit, but then I went to sleep.
Yeah, I remember those days. Never had so much fun. But, before you went to bed, during the time you were on social media, did you hear or see anything?
No sir, it was just a normal night, after partying. I believe Zana was talking about getting some food from DoorDash, but that's about all.
So there weren't any other partygoers who came to the home, to your knowledge?
Nah, they would have called us before they came over. Our other friends yeah, but I can't speak for other people who would pop up.
I understand. So, there were people who would pop up without notifying any of the housemates?
Yeah, it kinda agitated me too. People who are friends of other friends of ours, felt they could just pop up, you know? Sometimes early in the morning, or late at night, and, none of us really knew why they came over. They would say another friend told them to come over, but, you know, they never called any of us before they came. I mean it's cool and all, but sometimes I saw people walking in and out, you know? We have distant friends, but everyone just felt they could come over when they felt like it. It was disrespectful, you know.
I could only imagine how agitating that would be. I'm a nice guy, but sometimes I need my privacy, or alone time, right? So I get that. Speaking of that, was there ever a time where these associates caused problems in the house? Like an argument, a fight, perhaps got too drunk and damaged something?
Yeah, there were a few times. One time, Ethan got into an argument with one of the guys from school. They didn't fight or anything, but it was kinda tensed. Another time, we had to kick some people out, because they were making too much noise, you know. And the cops came over, and told us neighbors were complaining about it. I mean, I didn't really feel scared or anything, I just wanted people to respect us. Everyone was always there, thinking they lived there. And nobody never helped with any bills, you know. They came over to party, even eat our food, take showers, hang out and watch TV, but nobody cared to help us with our utilities.
Wow, that's not acceptable. I remember this guy who was exactly like that, he always wanted to party at our dorm, eat up our pizza, fall asleep on the couch, and he never cleaned up after himself. We got into a fight, he broke our big screen TV, and we never were cool after that. So, one day we had a senior party, and we told him he couldn't come. He apologized for everything, but it was just too much.
Oh shit, oh I'm sorry, man, that sucks. Did you guys ever become friends again?
Well, to be honest, I paid the most for the big screen. I was pissed. But it was a lot that he did. He was just immature and selfish. I wasn't really friends with him, my roommate was. They eventually patched things up, but after college, I never spoke to him again. But my roommate and I are still friends to this day. In fact, we're both detectives here at the department.
I guess everything worked out, right?
Yeah, it was college. We were all a bit immature and selfish, to be honest. But I don't want to spend so much time on college life for me. Let's get back to the night of the attacks. Before you went to sleep, did you contact or have any communication with any of your housemates?
Dylan had texted me, she was just saying something about doing a skit for TikTok. It was like a prank or something. So that was the only thing.
Can you remember approximately the time she sent that text to you?
Not really, it's kinda fuzzy right now. I think it was close to 2 a.m., maybe, I think it was around that time. I'm not sure though.
Okay, you're not sure about the time. Did you respond to the text?
Yeah, I think I sent her a laughing emoji. Dylan was always playing around, so I knew she was gonna prank everybody, but I didn't know what to expect.
Okay, so she sent you a text about a prank for TikTok, you responded with a laughing emoji, and I assume you went to sleep shortly after, correct?
Yeah, I was like, whatever, it's gonna be funny.
Okay, now, I want to talk about the activity above you. During the 4 a.m. hour, Mortensen claimed to have heard a few things that one would consider, well, dangerous. She heard a dog barking, she heard Kaylee screaming in Madison's bedroom, she heard crying, and a man's voice speaking to someone. You didn't hear any of this, correct?
I don't think I heard much of anything. Like, I can't even remember when I woke back up, to be honest with you.
It is assumed that Xana was also screaming, and perhaps Ethan as well, so you never heard any of that, I assume?
No sir, but I wish I did hear something, Maybe I could have done something, like, even called the cops.
I want to ask you a question about the dog, Murphy, correct?
Yeah, that's Kaylee and Jack's dog.
Sure, can you hear that dog barking from where your bedroom is?
Yeah, I can hear the dog. He was always barking, it was kinda annoying early in the morning.
Yeah, dogs can be a bit annoying sometimes, but they're so adorable.
Yeah, but he would bark so early in the morning, it just ruins your sleep,
You can say that again. Trust me, I know firsthand how annoying that can be. Bethany, I want to step out for a moment. I have to check on a dentist appointment I have coming up. Will you excuse me for a moment?
Okay, I could use a bottle of water. So, I'll just come back to your office, right?
Oh yeah, sure, by all means, you can ask for a bottle of water at the front desk. This shouldn't take no more than 5 minutes. If you want to take a break, get a snack at the vending machine, make a phone call, just head to the lobby, alright?
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah, what you got?
I knew it, John, I knew it. There is no way she slept through that massacre. I don't care how much she had to drink, or how exhausted she was. Your friends' lives are hanging by a thread. You are waking up instantly.
What? Did she confess?
Without even realizing it, John, it was like she stepped on a landmine. I mean, she was casually talking about the dog Murphy, and the landmine exploded on her. Guilt will always find its way out of the dark.
Let me guess, she heard the dog barking, right? But why would she admit to hearing the dog barking? Wouldn't she say she was asleep during the attacks?
Just know, she made a big mistake. I'll send you the transcript, and you're gonna laugh.
This is not a laughing matter. No time for mind games.
Those mind games got her to confess, without realizing it. And you're not gonna really laugh out of humor, it's laughter more out of irony.
I don't have time for any laughter. I don't have time for irony. We have a job to do. Let's cut the crap, and give me the details, now.
Dylan, where are you?
At home, why?
I'm at the police station, a detective is asking me questions.
I figured, you haven't called me all day, what's going on?
I'm scared, I don't think I can make it. I mean, what if they find out? Did you say anything?
Just stay calm, we can do this. Some other detective thinks he's Sherlock Holmes or something. I'm not telling him anything. Like, what can they prove? I don't have blood on my hands, neither do you.
Yeah, but what about the screaming, Dylan? We can't avoid that, you know.
So what? We heard screaming, we were scared, that's all they can prove. They understand us being scared, so they can't pin a crime on us. Even when we saw everyone dead, we were too scared to react. It's not hard to prove it, you know?
Should we go with the scientific approach? Or the cut the crap approach? Don't answer, cut the crap it is. Bethany can hear Murphy barking from the first floor, right? Now, although it may not be as clear as if she was on the second floor, she can still hear the dog barking. If she claims that the barking on the third floor still didn't wake her up that night, there is no way the screaming on the second floor, which is right above, didn't affect her sleep. We established this already. But her statement of being able to hear the dog barking on the third floor, in the morning, is putting the icing on the cake. Remember, it was early in the morning, and there was no noise in the house, other than the attacks. So it was complete silence on Bethany's floor. That silence would be broken by the noise of screaming, a dog barking, and other physical activity, which would travel. And it's concentrated noise traveling, due to the silence of Bethany's floor. I say concentrated noise, due to the specific activity, without any deviations from that noise, such as car alarms outside, or any other noise that would interfere with that specific activity.
You make it sound easy, but it's not, Dylan. These are fucking detectives, they do this all the time. It's their job to figure out this kind of stuff. So, I think you need to be more concerned. What about the others? Have you heard from them?
Bethany, this is easy, they can't prove anything, because they would have done it already. So stop being paranoid. I got a text about being interviewed by the cops. I'm not worried about anything. If they try something, I'll tell everything I know. Hey, just say you have to go, and leave the interview. They can't hold you there, you know.
Whatever, you're starting to act weird, Dylan. You're not thinking clearly. What happened to our plan? Did you change everything? Whatever, I'll text you later. I have to get back before he thinks something's up.
Hey, just so you know, we're in this together. You can't get all nervous on me, we need each other.
That's what I thought before, but now I'm not sure about it.
The point here is that despite being allegedly asleep, the physical activity would definitely disrupt her sleep. Most rooms have highly reflective, flat walls, ceilings, and floors, and they can be a lot like echo chambers, without any sound barriers, to protect from that echoing. Think of it as an empty room, with no electronics, which produces inactive frequencies, or household appliances, ceiling fans, AC units, etc. Even household light bulbs give off frequencies. Without any of this, sound travels at a higher frequency. We assume Bethany had her lights off in her bedroom, no television on, all electronics were in sleep mode or off. There are obviously frequencies still active, but the silence draws in the greater frequencies, from the second and third floors. So if she could hear Murphy barking on the third floor, she definitely heard screaming on the floor directly above her, which is such an alarming noise, it will wake anyone up, unless they are in a coma. A bit of a scientific rambling at the end. But yeah, there you go. The only possible way Bethany remained asleep during that massacre is either she was in a coma, or had the greatest soundproof installation ever known to mankind. And we know neither of those are true.
Alright, smartass, so we have 2 accessories to murder, and 2 possible killers. I guess we can't claim they discovered anyone dead, because they knew those housemates were being murdered. When I say it that way, it really puts them in a very sinister position. I'm gonna try to pull out the truth from Dylan. You work on Bethany, see if you can get her to crack.
I'm going full throttle, we need the truth before this becomes a cold case. If I have to pressure her to talk, then that's what needs to happen. I do feel deep down they didn't want this to happen, but we don't truly know who we're dealing with here.
Your tactics are a bit brute, but I must admit, maybe this is the best way to get them to talk. Perhaps this is why we make a good team, polite and asshole, creates a balance, I guess. Just don't have her crying and screaming all over the place. Do what you have to do.
She should be back soon. I'll work on it. Talk later.
I'm back, officer name. I just got a call from my mother. She wants me to come over to prepare for our gathering. Is it possible to reschedule?
Oh, sure, I don't want to inconvenience you. I just want to ask you a few more questions before you go. Is that all right? I promise, it will be quick.
Okay, that's fine.
Dylan claimed she texted you around 4 a.m. You were asleep at this time though, correct?
Yeah, I didn't know she texted me until I checked my phone later Sunday.
Later that Sunday morning, before the police arrived on the scene, did you ever discover your housemate's deceased?
When I woke up, I believe Dylan was calling someone. She then told me that she thought everybody was drunk and passed out on the floor. So I went to check for myself, you know. And it looked like that was true.
Got it. So, you didn't see any blood on the victims?
No, I never saw blood. I mean, I was distracted by the dog barking, and, Dylan was on the phone, so I just kinda thought, it was.
Bethany, listen, just stop. Let's be truthful here, okay? I know you saw blood. They were stabbed to death. There was blood all over their bodies. There was blood all over the beds, the floor. It was everywhere. I've been very patient with you, but you're gonna have to start telling the truth, okay?
I don't know what happened. It was late, and I was asleep. I'm confused.
I didn't ask you if you knew what happened, because you were asleep. We already established that. I'm asking about discovering your peers deceased. Think about what you're telling me right now. I know you don't want to relive it, but I need you to tell me the truth.
What do you want from me? I already told you everything I know.
Okay, so you're gonna choose the hard way. Bethany, you are standing here and telling a detective that you physically saw your peers on the floor after being stabbed to death, and you didn't see any blood anywhere. You know that doesn't make sense, right? We can get further if you just tell me about later that morning. Please.
I want to go home, Officer Name. I'm not doing this anymore. Why are you attacking me? I'm not the one who did it. Those were my friends. You can go fuck yourself. I'm not talking to you anymore.
Bethany, wait. Bethany, I apologize. Just wait a minute. Damn it. I guess the brute way didn't work. Well, this makes things a bit complicated. There's no polite way to ask her about seeing her friends stabbed to death. It's gonna create some form of hysteria. Maybe we should wait for them to just come out and tell us, on their own terms. But then again, they're being commanded by the killers. Damn it, it's never easy in this line of business. This is the chaos sector.